Hello, 7th grade, and welcome to Lesson 1-3. The objective of this lesson is to be able to add integers. So let's explore it. Rain increases the height of water in a kiddie pool, while evaporation decreases the height. So increases means the height goes up, and decreases means the height goes down. So I'm going to underline increases and put myself a positive, and underline decreases and put myself a negative. The pool water level is currently 2 inches above the fill line. So here's our fill line. Currently, it's 2 inches above that, so higher than that, positive. So what I want you guys to do is pause the video and take a second to fill out this chart. 2 plus 0 is 2. 2 plus what gives me 1? Well, we know it's got to go down in order to get to 1, so we're going to have to add a negative number, and it goes down by 1. 2 plus negative 2 is 0. We know that because these are called what? Opposites. We learned that last lesson. 2 plus negative 3 is equal to negative 1. 2 plus negative 4 is equal to negative 2. If you want, always picture a number line. I wanted that in black. Picture a number line. Here's 0. If we were starting at 1, 2, and we wanted to go back 4, so we're starting here at 2. We want to go back 4, we're going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, now we end up here, which is on the left side of 0, which is negative 2. So looking for patterns in the equations in the table, so you can fill in the missing numbers, describe any relationships you notice. Okay, so what happens when the second number, the negative number, is bigger than the positive number? If the negative number is bigger, the sum is the answer, the sum is negative. The other way around, if the positive number is bigger, what is the sum going to be? Positive. All right, will the sum of 2 and negative 6 be positive or negative? So talking about what we just talked about, what number is bigger, 2 or 6? The 6 is bigger. So is the answer going to be positive or negative? Negative. Okay, because if we go up 2 and back 6, we're going to be more negative. Think about walking on a number line. Focus on math practices. Suppose the water level of the pool started 2 inches below the fill line. So for 2 inches below the fill line, will that be a positive 2 or a negative 2? Negative 2. Make a table to show the starting height of the water, the change in inches, and the new final height of the water. So we're going to do the same table that we had before, but now the starting height is negative 2. So we are going to have starting height, I'm just going to put an S, the change, and the end. We are always starting at negative 2. Okay. And our change is going to be the same as the changes before. I oofed that. Silly. Okay, careful. So negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. Okay, so I want you guys to pause the video and fill this chart out by yourself and think about the patterns that you'll see now. All right, so -2 plus 0, we're still at -2. -2 plus -1, we've got two negative numbers, so we're going back even more negative. So that's going to be -3. -2 plus -2, -4. -2 plus -3 is -5. -2 plus -4 is -6. So, two negative numbers added together give a negative sum. Okay, so example number 1, adding two negative numbers. Well, we just talked about this a little bit, so let's practice it some more. Nita wants to straighten a photo. She uses an app to adjust the tilt. What was the total tilt adjustment? So we set it at 0, adjust it by -4 degrees, and adjust it by another -6 degrees. So here on the number line, we are starting at 0. Her first movement was to go back 4, so 4 units left, and then going back 6 more. So the sum of -4 and -6 is located 6 units left of -4 to give us a total of -10. Here they're showing us the absolute value. Remember, absolute value is how far we've gone without taking into account distance. So if we go back 4, that's 4 steps. Going back 6 more, that's 6 more steps. So a total of 10 steps. We know each of the steps was taken back, so they're going to give us a negative answer. Let's try it. Dana recorded a temperature drop of 2 degrees. So is that going to be +2? Positive or -2? -2. And a second temperature drop, so again we're dropping, of 3. So positive or negative? -3. What was the total change in temperature? So to write out our addition, it's going to be -2 plus -3. Well, thinking on a number line, here's 0. Okay, if I go back 2, I start at 0, I go back 2, and then I go back 3. I've gone a total of 5. Positive or negative? -5. The sign of the sum is negative. The total change in temperature is 5. Would the sum of two positive integers be positive or negative? So a positive number plus a positive number. So each time we're moving in the positive direction, so the sum should be positive. All right, let's take a look at example number 2. Adding integers with different signs. Kara entered her chili recipe in the neighborhood cook-off. 9 judges rated each recipe with a thumbs up, which is a positive one, or a thumbs down, which is a negative one. What was the final rating for Kara's recipe? Use the number line to represent Kara's final rating. So it looks like she had 5 thumbs down, and we said thumbs down are negatives, so that's -5. And she had 4 thumbs up, which is +4. So the first thing we're going to do is start at 0 and go back 5. So we started at 0 and went back 5. But then we went up 4 and landed at -1. So the sum of -5 and 4 is located 4 units to the right of -5, which ends us at -1. Okay? Because you moved in different directions on the number line, you can subtract the absolute values. Because you moved a greater distance to the left than you did to the right, the sum is negative. So back on that first page, when we talked about the two numbers, so talking about just the absolute value of the numbers, 5 and 4, which number is bigger? The 5. And what sign does the 5 have? Positive or negative? Negative. So since the 5 is bigger and it is negative, the answer is going to be negative. Also, going back to talking about opposites, a positive and a negative will cancel each other out. So these thumbs will cancel out, these will cancel out, these will cancel out, and these will cancel out. Meaning we're only left with one red thumb, and we know red is negative. So the final rating for Kara's recipe was -1. Example number 3. Identify additive inverses and opposite integers. There's that word opposite again. Playing golf, Mike got a +2 on the first hole and a -2 on the second hole. +2 and -2, what are those? Opposites. What is his combined score the first two holes? Well, we know negative numbers give us a sum of 0. So Mike's combined score for the first two holes is 0. Two numbers that have a sum of 0 are called additive inverses or opposites, okay? So you need to know this. Additive inverses or opposites. They are the same thing. You can call something an opposite or you can call something an additive, meaning you add it, additive inverse. Additive meaning you add it, inverse meaning they are the opposite numbers. They are inverses of each other, okay? I want you to try it on your own. Do A, B, and C. If you need help, please raise your hand, and we will check them for you. Have a great rest of your day.